are. Winters, you're already on your share game, I see.
Yes, I am. This is your show, so I don't.
Winters, you're already on your share game, I see.
Yes, I am.
They got their phone together though.
Every Trevor's rant, there's one of these. Every single one.
Hush, hush, hush.
All right, we're shared to a group.
Let me get my YouTube
There
game.
we are. And
See, y'all talk about me. I don't know what y'all doing.
east side. There we go. Oh, we were talking a whole bunch of mess about you.
Oh, it's a little bitty chipmunk.
Come on, you know you're
That's
talking
a
about
what?
Snow Billy. That's lunch. All right, we got 7 folks. We can go ahead and get started. Ladies and gentlemen,
We'll get
last time I
started
wore
with
these,
7 folks.
we can get started with 7, 8.
Go
Don't
ahead,
worry,
do
they
the
coming, they
thing.
coming.
We gonna wait till 100.
Greedy. Now look, last time I wore these shades, and last time I pulled out this bottle, there was a lot of truth that came out. And there needs to be a little bit more today, apparently.
Okay, then, Trevor.
Let's see what this and snowberry tastes like, huh? Because I'm not a shots kind of guy. I'm no longer in my 20s. So, folks,
Man, I didn't even share it to my page. What am I thinking?
the same deal as last time. If you can drink, grab a drink. If you're at work, you can drink, but you suck at working.
Water.
Don't drink there. Yeah, that mixes pretty well. So I got a sincere and honest question for everyone on YouTube and Facebook, and my co-host and most wonderful producer. It is an honest question, so I ask you not to take offense. Are you guys stupid?
No.
Give me an answer. No. Mickey?
Nah, you know I'm not, man.
No.
Very intelligent, bright young lady I am.
There's one lie there. I don't want to get beaten up.
Oh, you trying to call me old? I'm
trying to say you're a moderate.
I'm not the oldest one on this podcast. Mickey is.
I'm trying to say you're a woman of moderate considerations in terms of numbers.
I'm still younger than Mickey.
What up, good brother Clark? For how long?
Let me ask the questions again. The question again, because now we got 17. Ladies and gentlemen, are you stupid?
No.
No, we've got no's. And here's why I ask you this. Because the mayor and the councilwoman from the 2nd Ward sure as hell treating you like you are.
I should have got my shades.
Let's be clear here. All the stunt she's been pulling is not to pull her own ass out the fire. All of this is to distract. It is to distract you from what is going on. It is to distract council from what they finally woke up and started seeing 2 days ago. This is to distract. And they are treating you like you are stupid. And I know damn well you aren't. But I think the best way to get that point across is to ask you. Let's take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier this week.
Hold up, Trevor. Hold up. I ain't trying to cut you off. Hold on one second. Since you on your Neo look, I got to get my glasses on if I can get on my Morpheus game. Now go ahead and give him the red pill, Trevor. Give him the red pill.
Earlier this week, there was a vote to suspend Councilwoman Liddell Lewis and to suspend Councilman Quincy Murphy for taking bribes.
Bribes.
Then, as it came out 2 days ago, there was several things that were pointed out, such as we all knew that Sarvis Park was going to be the recipient of $50,000. We all knew it. But, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't officially known and on the paperwork in front of our eyes and in front of council's eyes until earlier this week. And how did it get there? Because In those fields, it was put under to be determined. Love them shades. But it was put under to be determined. The administration slipped that in there as a last minute, just like it was putting in there instead of $15,000, here's 50. And you can tell the nonprofits that supported Neely, because they are the ones that got the ARPA funds. Ones that did not, such as our good friend and my co-host on Solutions to the Problems, Michael Clack, could not get on there because he doesn't play ball with Neely. Let's be honest with it as it is. Clack doesn't play ball in that field. Clack doesn't play that kind of ball at all. And he was punished for it. Ladies and gentlemen, all this came out that the administration was giving money to its friends, that it was giving money to Liddell through the ARPA funds through its recommendation because second warrant said to be determined. It was election season, and by God, she came up on collection season, didn't she, folks? And let's not forget the check she took from Ashley Capital months ago. This broke up the Fab Five, the Sensational Six. This has pushed people away from that group. Quincy Murphy started waking up, and if anyone has a good connection to Quincy Murphy, I will ask you very nicely and politely to give that man a cup of coffee and keep him awake. All right. Auntie Judy had been voting with them. She even voted to remove Liddell Lewis as chair. She did not vote for a subpoena because she knows that the problem isn't starting with Ernst & Young. It is originating from the office below them. Let's be fair here. That is something that she saw through. Ernst & Young is still getting subpoenaed, and they're still bringing all their records, because this isn't just a subpoena for a representative. This is a subpoena for a representative and all their records and paperwork having to do with the ARPA funds and all their communications with the city of Flint and the administration about the ARPA funds. Everything will be coming out. Dennis Pfeiffer split away because he saw that two people who he thought he could trust were corrupt. And he has started looking at them in a different kind of light. And now look at him. Now he has been put into a position where he has been called a racist, where people have put something into his mouth that he did not say, and there was no way directed at Councilwoman Liddell Lewis.
All right.
So now he's in a no-win position. If he apologizes, he admits guilt. If he doesn't apologize, then he's a racist.
Right.
Look at that from this man's point of view, from this man's shoes. This is to punish him for daring to turn his back on them, on the administration.
Right.
Eva Worthing doesn't know what the hell she's doing. I doubt she even talks to the mayor. She talks to Liddell. Liddell keeps her on that leash. Candace is a political appointee, and she was appointed with the votes on council that the mayor controls. So all of this going on right now isn't to pull her ass out of the fire. It is to keep your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, off the prize, off of that ARPA money, because all of it just got called back to be revoted on by council, line item by line item, instead of one mass group that can be played with later. That is what they're struggling and panicking over. They want a vote on Dennis Pfeiffer right now to divide you and me, to divide the public, so we can't get behind him. They want that vote to divide the council so they cannot unify as they should, as the mythical beast, the Hydra, with several heads in one body, to be co-equal and counter to the administration downstairs. So I ask you again, ladies and gentlemen, are you stupid? Because they're fucking treating you like it.
That's great. But I'm not stupid.
No.
But they sure do think we are, don't they?
They really do fucking play us like we are.
And and that's why, again, that's why we do this, because people need to stay woke. Wake up and stay woke. How about that? Once again, shouts out to A10 News Media Group and the greatest producer in the world, Mickey Jordan.
Yes. Mickey, thank you. You brought me into this world right now. I am loving the things that I do. I am loving the interactions with the people. I can't thank you enough, and I don't say it often enough.
Thank y'all, but is y'all missing what I just put up? There's only 14 million left. Right versus wrong. Is that true?
We discussed that last night.
No, it was 18. Wrong. It was 18. It's 14 today.
Well, what they spent overnight? They buy another helicopter?
A helicopter is not $4 million, even with.
Well, it wasn't $300,000 for 3 months, and they paid that.
That's because it's a rental.
Don't even make no sense how stuff is going here in the city. This is just crazy.
And ladies and gentlemen, let us all take a moment to thank our friends Right versus Wrong, because like us, they don't just throw random. They don't just throw around random fucking bullshit to see if it sticks to the wall. They come with facts and papers, and they put them papers on Flint Politics Reboot, so you can follow that we have no more WIN funds, and our ARPA money is down to 14 million now. And where's that money going to go? Because I can guarantee it's not going into your house, and it's not going into our roads. It's not going into our police force. Where's it going? Now that council's got their head out their ass.
So you mean to tell me they done blew 80 million? It was 94 that was given, right?
94 chunk of change, yeah.
But I'm sure it drew interest because they didn't spend none of that first money the first year. So we had a hell of a lot of interest drawn on that millions of dollars.
Depends on the type.
It was 94 million when they had it.
Plus the interest. People keep forgetting when money sits there, it accrues interest. But it's a lot. These comments are really popping, and they're going back and forth about a press conference. A press conference is needed. What's your opinion? Well, while you lighten up your cigar, this is my opinion. I'm glad you asked for it. I don't think it needs to be a press conference. He didn't do shit wrong. Everybody was there. We would have been jumping down his throat if he meant that, regardless of who she is. We would have been on him if he made that in a racist remark.
Let's take a look at this.
He don't need no damn press conference. They didn't need one yesterday. They should have thought about that a little bit longer.
First of all, I will never ask you for your opinion on this show because I just expect it.
Thank you.
I wouldn't ask you to be here with me if you weren't going to give your damned opinion. Please keep giving it. Right. Number 2, there shouldn't be a press conference, and he shouldn't acknowledge that a word was said that can cause harm and pain, because you know what? It is a turn of phrase that got twisted. Right. That's all it is. Just like if someone said there's a snowflake falling and they're pointing in my general direction, I'm not going to take offense. It's obviously something else.
Exactly.
And I don't expect them to say, I understand that can cause some pain to some people. But you weren't talking to me. You weren't talking about me. There was nothing pointed at Liddell that night.
Right.
And this was a week ago when there was still hype up over that riverboat. I'm pretty sure we would have seen some hats flying and some chairs swinging.
Kermit was ready, baby. Kermit was, Kermit, that's our boy Kermit.
I love Mr. Kermit.
Kermit was ready. He was ready. Kermit was ready.
And Kermit was ready all night.
Hey, did you see the comment I just put up there, fam? Just look at the comment.
A check cleared. Someone go check Neely's friends. And take a look at some of the things that went through, such as improvements to the city XYZ, up, down, left, and right, ladies and gentlemen. These contracts didn't go to no locals. Or if they did, it was a very small contract. Am I wrong?
No.
No. But if you look into some of those contracts and some of those companies, and say if you look into open secrets, you might happen to see that their names pop up on a certain mayor's page.
Do tell. It's about those 5 votes. They know they can't get what they want. They don't. Then they don't want that investigative hearing. That's you're exactly right.
Courtesy of Art Woodson.
And Art, I'm not gonna lie, we decided to push this back so you could have all the time you needed, and then you cut it early, my man.
Yeah, but
I was sitting here for a minute going, well, I can't crack the bottle yet.
No, but see, Art didn't scare me though. Like Art's not done yet.
No.
He's y'all didn't catch him when he said he's about to open that file cabinet. And once he opens that, he can't go back. That has me nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't have me nervous. I ain't done nothing on this one right now.
No, we ain't done nothing on this one, but it's gonna be a ripple effect. That's all I'm gonna say, because I know how he worked.
Good.
Trevor said good.
Here's the thing. This city needs a shake awake. You can't just nudge it awake. It has been asleep for far too long.
Right. I agree.
There have been people, you always see the same faces and same names recycled through every chair, through every position elected in this city. And if not elected, then appointed in this city.
Right.
We have the same old folks, old as in has been here before, and old as in old.
Right.
Who are trying to lead the community.
Yeah.
And they need to be shaken the hell awake. The community needs to be shaken the hell awake. And we need to start seeing some younger faces and some faces we've never seen before running for these seats.
That's true. And
we need new blood and new leadership.
We got some that we ain't never seen before, but we need to make sure it's important to vet the candidates. Find out, it's okay to ask questions. Find out their background. Look at their voting record. What have they done in the community? What haven't they done in the community? Hell, what community do they live in? Where did they come from? These are the questions that A10 will be doing, especially during this recall process. And I don't want anybody to take anything personal. If you run it, it will be a sheet next to the next person. Where'd you come from? What political party are you affiliated with? Which, who did you choose for mayor? We need to know all of these different things, because I'm going to say it. It's people, not all the recalls, but some of the recalls, in my humble opinion, is people behind them trying to gain power through these recalls. And you don't want to just trade shit for shit. Point, period, blank. Well, period, point, blank. I messed up that saying too, huh?
Yes. Right versus wrong did bring up something, how a lie was being weaponized. A lie.
Exactly. Just like Hill Harper. A vote for Hill Harper is a vote for a rock. Hey, I just want to interview the man, not running up and down Saginaw Street on my back. We interview everybody here on the show.
But weaponizing a lie. But she also did something else, and I don't think we've spoke about it enough. I know the community has not spoke about it enough while she was chair. She weaponized the police. She tried weaponizing him on Eric. She tried weaponizing him on the crowd, on the audience. If you were not for her, and you so much as let out a sigh louder than 10 decibels, you got a warning, and you were not executed. You were escorted out. You were excommunicated from that meeting.
Right.
She was using that gavel as a weapon of terror, where we were afraid to get her icy stare on us, because we knew if we so much as thought of getting out of line, she would kick us out, and we wouldn't have the stream in there, and we can't trust Paul. And you know what? Sometimes Art's busy. He can't be there for every meeting.
Right.
So we knew we had to behave. Otherwise, she'd kick us out, And then there would be no one to watch her shady dealings. There'd be no one to watch her friends' shady dealings. There'd be no one there to watch Eva and make sure she gets called out when she decides to do something again.
And you know what I don't like either? Like when you talk about shady dealings and shady politics. So I want everybody to pay attention now to the deflecting and the shit that's going on out there in the community. So you see, people realize when they mess up. Usually it's too late. It's after the fact. But now you see plants putting stuff out there, and I listen. It was out there. It was all over the internet. That Judy was writing up legislation to introduce Monday to get rid of Dennis. Okay. This is to get Dennis and Judy going back and forth and to deflect from what's really going on out of here. Look, unless Judy just flat out told a plum-faced ass lie, sources tell me she has.
I froze up.
I think Winters froze up. They got her phone.
Okay. They got her phone. Someone parked around with that RF jammer.
Okay, am I back?
Yeah, you have frozen.
Okay. And Judy knows that everybody is going to be there Monday to watch her.
No, you got to go back to where you started at because you froze up.
Okay, so I froze up when I said it was being put out there in the community right there. Saying that Judy is responsible and is writing up legislation to put in against Dennis Pfeiffer on Monday to get him censored, put off, whatever they disciplinary action. And that is a lie. Unless she flat out lied, sources tell me she is not writing anything to introduce. She has nothing to do with it. This is being put out to get them two going at each other. I'm glad that it was put out there. So Kevin Tate brought it to our, I'm not going to just dance around it. Kevin Tate put it out there yesterday to bring it to our attention. We checked it out. And what we heard is false. So this is the type of shit that people will tell us. And they should have known Kevin Tate was going to check it out. Oh, he put it out there for a reason, for us to check it out. But this is, you got people telling him shit like this, and he's going to tell us. But this is what they do behind the scenes, guys. And I'm glad that Dennis and Judy didn't fall for it.
This here, like I said, is a distraction, and it's meant to tear us apart, and it's meant to tear council apart. Now, why is it meant to tear council apart? Because they were working, as they should be, with intelligent debate, whether they agreed or not, with respectful debate, and working together to hold the administration accountable. Even if the administration is doing nothing wrong, we're going to live in a perfect world for a minute. If the administration is doing nothing wrong, then city council needs to restrain the administration anyway and needs to check their power regardless. And that is what this is about. Tearing us apart, tearing council apart, and getting your eye off of Sheldon Neely.
That's my only thing.
Well, look and see what Dr. Padroni just put up.
He said, I'm not speculating. He said, I got it straight from the source. That's what Dr. Padroni. Now, if Judy is doing that, I'm just going to go with this. You know, you got to put Eve up in there and got to put her in there. Well, come Monday, we finna find out.
I mean, I would highly doubt Judy should vote for it. Here's why.
No, but Judy didn't know nothing about it. So
she didn't know nothing about it. But here's why, if and when it gets presented, why I think that she shouldn't. Because she's been in this sort of position before. Not off of that other comment, but off of a few other things where people have said, you meant it like this. And I don't know how she can't back Dennis having been in the same corner. Winters, by the way, your video went out.
On what?
Oh, Dennis said he the source. Hold on. Yeah, how you say he the source? Hold on. Let me get right here.
Oh, shit. Now, Dennis said he the source. Dennis? Now, Dennis, you know we was checking it. Dennis, we've been knocking doors down for you. We checked. And she said she ain't know nothing about this. Now, if she just done told us a bald-faced lie, we coming for that ass.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Dennis, I want you to check your DMs real quick, boss.
Check your DMs, Dennis. So, Dennis, she told you this morning that she was presenting legislation against you to get you censored. Y'all need to send Dennis a link. I need Dennis to pop up on here, child. I need to see what's going on.
Man, here's another thing. And this is at a particular pastor. So winters cover your ears. I know you don't like people talking about the pastors.
No, because I'm a little pissed at them right now too. So continue on.
The man that was standing up there and speaking on Liddell's behalf is supposed to be a man that speaks upon the word of Christ and brings the love of Christ. And yet he is a man, Chris.
He was gay when he hired him, gay when you fired him.
How is a man that is supposed to be spreading the word of Christ, the word of love, going to have that much fucking hate in his heart and bring that hate out?
And they say they get it from the Bible. And I understand, coming from the Baptist. But God hates the sin. He don't hate the person.
Well, here's a question for you. If he's going to pull it directly out of the Bible and say that it's okay because it's directly out of the Bible. And I'll be honest with you here. This is fucked up. The Bible also says slavery is okay. The Bible also says you can sell your daughter for a couple pieces of silver. The Bible. So, are those things okay then?
Nope.
No.
That's why God gave you common sense. Hey, so Murdoch. Murdoch, he dirty. We know he dirty.
Instead of looking at the Bible as a literal source, we should take it for what it is, a guideline written in the day of yesteryear, and look through it through the lens of today, and not be spreading that kind of hate, any kind of hate. This man should relinquish his cloth. He should no longer be preaching.
I can't even vote. I can't. Look, I'm reading stuff and thinking I can't even get my thoughts together right now because I'm still stuck on Dennis' comment. He don't know the reason or where it's coming from, but she said she was voting for it. What the hell is going on?
Why the fuck?
I answer it for you. I answer for you.
Answer it.
When your hand get caught in the cookie jar, believe me, people, when they feel like they got something on you, they will do things.
Unless someone's saying that if she doesn't vote for it, that she'll be just defending a racist. And she fell for that. I don't fucking know. Because right now, that is so fucking disappointing.
Right.
It sure is.
We will see Monday. And I swear to God, if they do vote to punish Dennis, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to stand as long as I can with my back to that council. Because they sure as fuck already did to me.
This is crazy because look at all the other stuff that has taken place. And this is all recorded. This is not hearsay. This is stuff that we have seen. She has cussed out a pastor. Liddell Lewis has cussed out a pastor twice. Yeah, I know, Kevin, you did say it. I gave you the credit for saying that, and we checked into it. And she said, he said, we gonna see. But anyway, she done cussed out the pastor twice in the community. You didn't herself. This is herself. She didn't put out her own her constituents from a public meeting herself. She has sat there and chaired meetings where Worthing has stood up over Tanya Burns, not once, but twice. She has sat there while Eva has called Jerry ghetto. She has sat there through all of this, and now you want to have a press conference and get somebody involved and said you never talked about anyone like you the pretty girl and everybody else a lie.
I think your favorite Barry Hill hasn't heard the news yet. I'll call him after. Anyway, no, I just can't fathom it. I mean, if you look right now in these comments, if you look right now at the people watching and how many people have watched since since that happened, there's a community behind Dennis Pfeiffer. Not a small following, a fucking community. Not just the 8th Ward. Ward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Right.
Who say that they are behind Dennis Pfeiffer. They know what he meant, and he did not attack that woman verbally. Then you'd have people picking up and running with it. Trusted members of the community using that trust to sway people's minds. Pastors, for God's sake.
That was just wrong because you got older people that really believe and hang on to everything that a lot of these pastors say. I'm just going to keep it real. You do. I mean, hell, some of them is our aunties, grandmothers, mothers, whatever. And I think that was just so misleading. I don't think they should have got involved. I think they should have found out everything. Yeah, they weren't even there.
No,
they wasn't even there, and I would be upset. Well, I know my pastor wouldn't do it. Hey, pastor, they all jumped on me at the council meeting, and let's have a press conference. And he say, okay, and go out there and recruit somebody else from another organization, and they both stand there and say, everybody attack Winters, and everybody knowing that ain't happened.
Everyone knows. But some of them have to stay relevant. They have to find a way to get their name out there so they can eke in on things. I don't know.
Look what Kevin Tay said. And this is all of us, Kevin Tay. We was all jamming down Pfeiffer. We all were. I mean,
I was jumping on the man's back.
Dennis the Menace. Sorry, Dennis, you're on here. But yes, I mean, Dennis, we was all on you. We didn't give you a break when we interviewed you the last time. We asked the questions that people wanted to know, like you give great speeches and then you abstain. But then when you flipped and gave your great speech and started voting behind what you've been saying, you see how they changed that narrative on you? Kind of reminds me how they did Maurice Davis.
The good Mr. Davis.
What I tell y'all, I'm glad y'all just brought me in it.
There we go. Let's hear it.
I keep telling y'all, Maurice, my guy. I don't care what y'all say. Maurice, my guy. Y'all gave Maurice Davis a hard time, but he's a
not y'all. I didn't give Maurice a hard time.
You're right. A lot. Let me just say, Flint did. They gave Maurice a hard time, but now y'all
was the first time I heard of him is when he came up and supported Trump. I'm like, maybe this city won't hate me.
Right. See, y'all wasn't looking at it. When I was watching the shows, I was tuning in to him. I was understanding what Maurice Davis was doing. Maurice Davis tried to tell y'all, but what y'all didn't understand, they said they laid the groundwork on how to get people out of here is how they did Maurice Davis. All y'all seen is the same thing playing around.
Did the same thing, the same game, different players. This is how they did Maurice. Just so they labeled Maurice a Republican, right? They gonna label Dennis a racist.
Right.
Same game, different players.
When this does get brought up, when this stupid shit does get brought up, don't defend yourself because you don't have to. You know what you meant. We know what you meant. The will of the people's behind you here. Why don't you go ahead and point out that they're using this as a distraction from their misdeeds, trying to paint you as the bad guy, you as a villain, so they can get away with their villainous ways, so they can get away with getting into the treasure trove and not getting caught. You're the fall guy here, and you should fucking call them on it.
Follow the money. All you gotta do is follow the money.
He probably has. He probably knows something. That's why they're trying to get rid of him so fast.
Dennis
That's
Pfeiffer
how it usually goes.
He's the man that calls out missing money. I've said it.
But you know what?
I'll say it again. And he's done it before. They are afraid of him now that he is not voting with them. And you know what? There may come up votes in the future where he may say, yeah, you know, I agree with this. But they're afraid of him as an independent thinker. The problem is he always was. I just didn't happen to approve of some of the ways he voted, but you know what? That's life. Let's be honest here. We're never all going to agree.
Right.
But this my only thing with this, Thomas, I'm answering that, but you saying the misspoken words. That's why I put that up there. Let me say that. I can see if it was misspoken and it was saying that was not saying that. It, you know, you might say it was said wrong, but it was not calling her no monkey. He was basically should have said, let's get down to the monkey business. Because the monkey business was.
And that's the same thing. What if he would have said monkey? Oh, he called me a monkey.
He could have said the elephant on my back, and she would have gotten pissed because now he's body shaming her ass.
And that's what I gotta say. Let me get this to you, Trevor. Not to cut you off, but this is what I want to say. Don't you believe if he would have really said that, y'all would have, and it was taken out of content, you would have been saying, "All holy hell break loose." That's why y'all missing the big picture. What it is, not y'all. The big picture was, it was not. He was talking about really, like he said, because Eric came back. So, you know, Eric would have caused all type of hell. He said the elephant in the room. He just said it didn't say it how it should have went with statement. But that ain't nothing. I'm going to go up on there and say I'm sorry.
Eric would have walked across that damn new council desk, and we all know it.
No, Eric but let me deal with Thomas for joining. This is what I'm going to say, Dr. Thomas for joining. This is what I want to say. This is what makes me mad with when some racist stuff do happen, because that's crying wolf what Liddell is doing. I just want y'all to know that is crying wolf. That's why I'm saying all of them that was standing up there with her. That's why the young people have problems with going to the church. That was, see what y'all doing. That's the wrong thing. We know what's going on. What happened to the Mitchell boys? You seeing that got racial, got racism touching all over it.
Right.
This just a deflection what's really going on. Now with Judy, I'm gonna say maybe she got caught with her hand in the cookie jar. See, all this other line of stuff that we really know, that's the BS. What they want to do is that was, he said a statement about the business that was going. Liddell didn't want that out about that 50,000. Now we're hearing about all these nonprofits getting this money. You better keep your eyes on the prize. So you had people come do this. Ain't Judy, for what it is, got her hand caught in the cookie jar. So now she got to go against what's going on. But this is my thing to him. Add her ass to it now to be suspended and add Eva Worthing. Because what y'all keep missing now, this little phony stuff that they doing, they overlooking how Eva jumped up over Tanya. That's what y'all can't
understand. Twice.
3 times went this.
This is why I don't really like hearing that. When I see blacks trying to play this game now, oh, she did this. What about when Jerry Winfrey Carter was called ghetto? What about, let's go back when Judy Priestley said color? See, y'all, the game is, let's get over on that and let's don't do this investigation. Judy already letting you know now she's not doing with the investigation. That's why she should be put on there. Because now you got $14 million in opera money, $71,000 in the WIN fund. If that's
$71,000 negative.
That's right.
Maybe that's what they holding over her head because she was on the ad hoc committee.
No.
And maybe they using that against her.
And then now, allegedly, I'm gonna use your word, allegedly, word on the streets. Don't Candace supposed to be getting over $250,000 to one of her
Oh yeah. I heard, and I seen in the comments was Kevin Tate said that they got the name of it,
and that's what I'm saying. So she got
Kevin
was able to
McVeigh, drop that name, my man.
She got to get in council and able to vote for her stuff to get through. See, y'all better look at the corruption that's going on. This is what's the covering up. That listen, man, that was some monkey business that was going on. So now, if all these people to be determined, let's get right back. Now, I understand how words resonate too, Petroni, but I'm telling you, that's BS because he was talking about the business.
Right.
I don't do that.
And no disrespect, but we two black folks sitting here telling you how we felt. And I understand your fight and what you're saying, Dr. Padroni, but it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. We didn't feel that no pain like we felt with George Floyd. Okay, we didn't feel no pain like we seen down there in Montgomery, Alabama. Let's bring it back home. We didn't feel that pain like we seen that happen over there on the Flint School Board with Danielle Green. We didn't feel that pain like we seen when Eva stood over Tanya 3 times. We didn't feel that pain when Judy said color. We didn't feel that pain when Tanya when Jerry was called ghetto. So no, it was a difference. He didn't mean it like that.
Doc, look, dude, I like you. You're probably one of my favorite viewers because you and I can share a cigar. I can cuss in a casual conversation with someone that's far more educated than I am. I've misspoke once on a video, and Mickey had to take it down. I had to apologize. I said the wrong thing in the wrong context. This is not what happened with Dennis.
See what I'm saying? That's what
I had to apologize. I know I had to apologize. I don't think Dennis did, guys. I don't think Dennis has to. He shouldn't. That's my take on it.
See, that's a distraction. They just think after Judy, well, Judy don't want to do that investigation. Now you know how she's finna vote on things. But follow the money, and you get a lot of these things. You get a lot of this stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone here, if you can, please,
right, and
Council
we know
Monday
Blackwood
and speak on behalf of Councilman Pfeiffer.
Right. Read what Mike Clack said. Your buddy said, Trevor. Did you see Clack's comment?
Yeah. He would have thrown that hat.
He would have.
He wasn't wearing a hat that day.
We really know, like, seriously, Clack would have flipped out. I can say Clack would have flipped out.
The man does have some hard knuckle gloves.
And you're right, Sister Audrey. He apologized for this. They're going to have him apologizing every week. But she ain't apologized yet. She didn't apologize when all them people out there in that library parking lot heard her cussing out Pastor Thompson. She ain't apologized.
Here's another thing.
Hold on, I see what he's saying. I'm going to go to this. He said put something up. I'm trying to figure this out.
Council is supposed to represent the will of the people.
Oh, let me see what
if enough of us show up and speak out, then they have 2 choices. They have the choice to say that we, the ones that they represent, their constituents, the ones that pay their fucking wages, don't matter. Or they have the choice to say, we will respect our constituents' wishes. Seriously, they're hanging a good man out to dry over nothing. Just so they can get away with their shady shit.
Just like Maurice, I can keep saying it. Just like they did Maurice. We seen the same play. We seen the same play put down.
It's
if you
always
went
the same
there
ballet,
back
ain't
then,
it?
it was the same thing.
Uh-huh.
They acted like him going to Trump because he was the president at the time to ask for some help for little old Flint, Michigan was the worst thing in the world. Who else was he gonna go to? Why would he go talk to Barack Obama? He ain't the president no damn more.
Didn't he do it during campaign season?
Huh?
Didn't he do it during campaign season?
Yeah, he did it during campaign. But who else was he gonna go talk to? What's the whole thing?
Oh,
that's the whole thing.
So what is this? Hold on, let me check this out. What I'm saying with Kevin Payton that we put up.
Advocacy movement.
What is this right here? What is this right here?
What are we looking at?
I don't know. This is what he just had me asked me to put up.
Director, very bottom row.
Candace Mushat is director of, what is this? The officers and directors of the corporation.
Scroll up, Mickey.
Which way? Which way?
Right there. And it tells us the name. Advocacy Movement, Inc. Domestic nonprofit corporation.
Was they due to get some money?
Apparently so.
It was just established in 2022, huh?
Weird. Isn't that when we knew about the ARPA funds and how much was coming? Fucking weird.
So wait a minute. So who posted
and let's see
right versus wrong?
If yep. Or no, I think that was Tay. Now, let's see if that comes up on one of the TVDs.
So that's a Laura application. So she gets on council. She submits her for a 501c3 that she creates. And then, she votes the way they want against money. What does it say? From a communications perspective, the general public will only hear monkey and give Liddell the benefit of the doubt because she is the person of color. If this makes national news, the general public won't see Liddell and Eva hamming it up with someone that calls Jerry Winfrey Karma ugly gorilla on Facebook. Being a communications person, Dennis. Nah. I mean, we lived through this stuff. I just don't. I don't see.
If it's national media, I want Dennis.
They didn't.
I want Dennis to go on Louder or Crowder, and I want Dennis to go on Fox News.
This is right. This is too much. They didn't make this big of a damn fuss nationwide that we still without water 9 damn years later. They ain't make this much fuss like Arthur Woodson said this morning. What about the Mitchell boys? What about the Mitchell boys that died in the fire? They didn't make no fuss about that when Liddell walked out of council meeting when the family came to speak. All they wanted to do was talk to council. It took everything that mother had. She lost two kids. I can't imagine losing one child, but she lost 2 children. And all she wanted to do was come down there and talk to council. And Liddell walked out. She didn't apologize for it. She said I think she came on record later on saying that she had to go home with her child or something. He had homework or school in the morning.
At least you have a child to go home to.
Right. Ain't that something?
No. Guys, and this is all just too much. A big ado about nothing. We've got so many things wrong in this city. We don't have our water. Our streets are jacked up, except for Dennis's Miller Road. I'm going to give you that little bit of shade, buddy. Right? All the money goes downtown. Our neighborhoods are literally falling apart. Our homes are literally falling in on us. We have no business here. Seriously, you want to go grocery shopping, you can go to Save a Lot. Last time I stepped in there, they had pumpkins rotting. I'm not kidding you. They were literally falling in on themselves and spilling rotted pumpkin juice on the floor. Hold up. If you want to go get your produce, if you want to go get your groceries in Flint, you got to go to the township. We don't have anything happening here. We don't have any places that people will shop on a daily basis for all their necessities. These are things we need to be looking at. We have shootings every fucking day. For the past, 3 days in a row, the Regency's had a shooting.
A shootout. Right.
And the pastor even spoke about it for a moment, saying there's shootings going on. I need to be focusing on that, not on this. Yeah, you're fucking right, asshole. Because this isn't a thing. But people are out here getting shot. There's more lead in our air than there is in our water, and that's a fuck ton. but you want to make something out of nothing so you can get your name on the news, so you can get some notoriety, so you can try to muscle in on someone else's stuff, so you can try to get more people into your church so you can fill up your collection plate. But you are a worthless piece of shit.
A political move, a sympathy vote. She knows she's up against this recall. This is nothing new to that's what I'm telling people that just hear about the stuff or just watch our comments on Facebook. You need to actually come down to the meetings, and she chairs Monday. Watch how she gonna come in there with a vengeance. You can see it in her face. You remember when Eva called the point of order and said that I believe it was Eva, one of them called it and cited a rule and said Tanya looked happy. And she said, I appeal the ruling in the chair. How you gonna tell me how I look? Liddell said, well, her ruling was, well, you didn't appear that you were sad seconding Mr. May's appeal. They mad because they second this man appeal. And they're gonna tell somebody how they look. They look happy. And that was a rule violation. Y'all got to come down there and see this stuff. Y'all don't see this. That's why we don't feel that Dennis needs to apologize. This stuff has gotten out of hand on city council. Y'all didn't do nothing before. Where was all of y'all at talking about apology when Eva did the same damn thing? Where was y'all at then?
And
everybody on here, them groups.
With Candace, the way she was that night, I'm not going to try saying her last name because, like I said before, even if I don't like you, I'm not going to say your name wrong because that's a different kind of disrespect. But Candace, that night, she dug into Dennis for deeming to get up out of his chair, go touch Jerry Winfrey Carter and Eric Mays on the shoulder, ask them to return to their seats so they can have a vote. She called him a snake. She called him sneaky. If this was a thing, if this did happen the way that they're trying to spin it, that it fucking happened, then why didn't she say it then? I'll tell you why. Because she had to be coached to do it now.
Right.
Because it isn't a damn thing.
Right. She was coached to do it. Absolutely 100% agree. And that comment that Mickey had up there from Miss Daphne Brown, people should hit social media and post screenshots of Eva and Liddell doing absolutely nothing and agreeing with people that promote racist rhetoric. We don't have to post screenshots. It's every fucking meeting. I mean, they'll stand up there and let Doug Matthews just slam the people that they don't like. I mean, just slam them.
And Dennis,
but anybody else, your time is up. Your time is up. Your time is up.
Dennis, I just read what you just said.
What did he say?
He said that he voted against Mays because of decorum. Okay. He spoke with Mays for over an hour and it was a very cordial conversation. You know what? Not everyone's always going to agree. And yes, decorum will be broken. And yes, it is the chair's responsibility to keep decorum. And if decorum is broken, you, as a council person, regardless of friendship, is supposed to vote to make sure that things happen, right? So let's say, let's pick a random name out of a hat. Let's say our favorite, Tanya Burns, breaks decorum and she is cussing up a storm. She is throwing chairs and they decide to give her a slap on the wrist for it. I'd expect Jerry, my councilwoman, Jerry Winfrey Carter, to vote to suspend Tanya if she's throwing chairs and dropping F-bombs like I do at a council meeting.
I mean, but they talk about decorum.
Yes, they do. But at least Dennis is trying to keep with it. He's trying to keep it even hand. But if we go back, no one does it to Eva. No one does it to Liddell.
Right. And speaking of Liddell and decorum and how she's the victim now, let's talk about one of A10's own, Sister Audrey Muhammad. Remember when Liddell was screaming at Sister Audrey in the audience?
Yep.
Y'all remember that? Liddell wasn't a victim then. She screamed at Sister Audrey Muhammad. I if I can remember correctly, I think she called Sister Audrey Muhammad a liar, said something about that, said that it didn't happen or something, and Sister Audrey said it did. I forgot what the conversation was about. But Sister Audrey, if y'all remember, think back. Liddell went, she attacked her in the audience, but she gave Tanya Burns a warning. She gave Tanya Burns a warning for talking to Doug Matthews.
And we don't even have to go that far back. Look, everyone knows us and Rich Jones don't get along. But I'll call shit. She was attacking him.
Did, Audrey. They sure did, girl.
She was attacking him in the audience because his phone wasn't put on mute.
Yep.
His fucking phone.
Called him out. Mm-hmm.
And then she's thought about giving a warning. She's called him out before because he said he wants to get a PPO if he's going to be doing things in the second ward because he doesn't want her to attack him verbally or whatnot.
But Trevor, you were also there tonight with everybody when Eva sat there and said, we have to sit up here and listen to people call us handkerchief head Negroes. You heard the public outcry.
That is when I expected a hat to fly.
Right. And that's when Kermit, I was like, Kermit. Yeah. He was sitting there.
You had to grab him. Kermit. He was ready to go.
Kermit.
If you're a snowflake looking motherfucker like me, which Eva is, I mean, let's face it, it's really hard for her to drag all that lard out of her house and get some sunlight and a tan. So when you make paper look dark, that word does not come out of your mouth.
No.
And if you have the audacity to say it, regardless of context, that is racist.
Yes. Dennis, a central divide is between the agenda that Neely stands for and the agenda that benefits people. Yes. Neely's objective is to keep at least 5 together to further his agenda of moving funds to benefit the people who sponsor him. Yes, Dr. Pedroni, we absolutely said that. The ARPA funds are campaign payoffs. Tracy Jones, talk about kicking somebody when you think they're down. Just like when the whole city was poisoned, she came up with, if you're drinking bottled water, you're janky. Find out someone has 2 strokes, and this type goes in with both feet and claws. Wow.
And teeth.
Oh, listen this, Sister Audrey, and no one called her handkerchief head. That was directed to others.
And I have to wonder something about Eva. Because when they were doing Council in the Dome, she pointed at someone's shirt and said, that's spelled wrong. She wouldn't say it then. What gave her the ovaries to say it then? To say it just a few weeks later.
Oh, wow.
She knew better before.
Yeah.
But here's another thing. So with them trying to put Dennis out for a month, right?
It could just be censored without suspension.
We'll hope. Actually, no, we'll hope it just doesn't come up. And then the second hope behind that is more people see sense than don't.
Or more people get added to it.
Oh, I'm going to be late, but I hope y'all pack them chambers. Bring your lawn chairs because it's not going to be enough seats.
But we all know that Eva's unreliable when it comes to attending council.
Oh, she's going to be there for this.
She will. But what about after?
Oh, she gonna stand up.
What about after that?
Wait till
all the times that Dennis may not be there.
That's
right?
why
she may not be there. They want it to be what is it? A 7-person council, a 4-3 at best. That way, nothing on the other side gets done. Nothing that benefits the people gets done. Nothing will happen for the administration. But at least it's not money leaving the coffers, so he can get back to it later.
Right. Look at that comment. What's important is not how Judy votes in the censure. What's important is that she continues to vote against Liddell's chairing and her corruption, like Pfeiffer. This will be a very, 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 very important vote Monday. I hope they move this up before public speaking. No. Let public speaking happen first.
Public speaking needs to happen first.
Before 9 o'clock.
They have to know how we feel.
Liddell is going to come locked and loaded with her band of pastors in tow. I wish.
Shit, I wish one of them says something when I go up there to speak, because yes, guys, I will be doing public speaking this week.
Yeah, let all them
I
pastors.
never do.
Are they going to sit with Pastor Thompson while they up there defending her? I like to see this. Oh, I really like to see this.
Let them say something to me while I'm speaking, because I'll turn around and I'll tell them truthfully and honestly, burn in hell, because they ain't doing God's work.
No, not down there. Not defending that. Well, I'm not going to go that far and say that.
You don't have to. I'm an asshole.
I know that. But what I'm saying is they should keep it at the church.
Because that's political. Keep that out of the goddamn church. Otherwise, lose your nonprofit.
Keep them at the church. Keep them at the church. Don't come down there one day. We don't need that. And you know what? Clack, plug your ears, Clack. Because I can't see it either, because Uncle AC, he mad at me. He blocked me again. But I heard, and I heard it was on Arthur Wilson's page, that even AC Dumas, Deacon AC Dumas, the first vice president of the NAACP, is standing with Dennis Pfeiffer.
That may be fine. I don't want positive anything going for that corrupt motherfucker on Trevor's rant.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm just saying. Okay, all right.
Well, you already got it. Someone tell AC that Winter said you unfucked yourself for a moment.
Mickey,
hello.
Mickey?
What's up?
I did it and messed up. I stepped in some boo.
She did done fucked up.
I stepped in some boo boo, as
she
did.
She did tell Clack cover his ears.
Look, AC, look, Clack. Oh, you already know, AC. Yeah, they said this on. It said this on.
Yeah. That's what it was on his face. AC not with that.
AC is not with him.
But
so I'm
close this out.
Yeah, follow the money.
Oh,
what do you got, Winters?
Well, I got a lot of things. Follow the money. Show up to council Monday and just see it for yourself. Call Councilwoman Judy Priestley and tell her you don't want her to vote for this because this is wrong. If she's even thinking about it, I think we should start calling them and letting them know how we feel. And then the most important thing is stay tuned for A10 News Media Group today from 5 to 6. We have another show, Sister Circle, with a very special guest, Ida Cookie Thomas, and she's going to be talking about walking in your purpose. So we want to make sure that we end the week with a little positive show. And then again, our girl Ashley Richmond, who from A10, who experienced some death in the family, she is coming on tonight. I do believe at 8 p.m. So let's come on and support her. You know, this is therapy for her. So let's make sure that we are all there supporting her tonight at 8 o'clock.
All right. I'll close out by asking you guys again, are you stupid? Because I don't think you are. You're showing right here that you're not falling for it. You're going to keep your eyes on that money. You're not going to be distracted by this sideshow bullshit. Ladies and gentlemen, show up to council, even if you don't speak. Show them that you're paying attention, that you're watching. I encourage you to speak. And I encourage you to write your council person. If you happen to live in the 8th Ward, give Dennis some words of encouragement, because right now he could use them. This is a difficult time and a difficult place for him. Any other ward, go ahead and write your council person and encourage them not to vote against Dennis on this, because we all know what happened. We all know what he meant. This was not how they're trying to spin it and how they're trying to lie about it. You need to let them know how you feel, because your vote matters to them. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a great day.
And don't forget to hit the Cash App or the GoFundMe for A10.